having a wonderful day and week so far. So today's video is actually a collab video with one of my very best friends. Her name is Leslie and her channel is Lipgloss Leslie. Now we have connected in so many ways. I guess it's been about 6 months probably that we've really become good friends. We talk every day. I absolutely love her sweet spirit. And our friendship goes way beyond makeup. So I love our friendship and she is fabulous. So if you don't know who she is or you haven't checked out her channel, I will leave her channel as well as her link to this video below in the description box. Definitely head over and check her out because she's just the sweetest thing ever. And we decided to do our favorite fall eyeshadows. Actually, it's our favorite fall picks for eyes, but I'm pretty sure we both just stuck with eyeshadows. Now I have some singles and then I have a few palettes that just scream fall makeup to me. So I'm going to go ahead and share with you guys what my picks are. But after you watch me, be sure and check Leslie's out because if I know her good, I know she has some phenomenal picks. So let's get started, and I'm really not going in any specific order of like favorites, but this first one, if you had to pick anything from this whole stack that I'm about to share with you, you need this one in your life. It is an e.l.f. single eyeshadow. It's a baked eyeshadow and it's in the color Burnt Plum. I love this. I had this last fall also, and it is just, okay, you can use it wet or dry, and it is just the perfect fall eyeshadow. I'm telling you, I do have it on my lids today, and I have it smudged on my lower lash line, which is probably one of my favorite ways to wear it is on the lower lash line, but it is so pretty. Now, like I said, you can use it wet or dry. This is just a dry swatch, but girl, once you get it wet, it's even more powerful. I love this eyeshadow. This is my favorite e.l.f. product probably ever. I love this eyeshadow, so you definitely need to get that. And then another one that I've recently been loving are these ColourPop eyeshadows. You've probably heard all the rage on YouTube about these, and it is for good reason. These are $5, and this one is called Game Face. And to me, this is just like, when I think of fall, I think of like plummy or wine colors, or like this really, can't get it open. This really pretty like coppery shade really reminds me of fall. The texture of these is very, very unique. Now I have a video swatching all of my ColourPop eyeshadows. I'll link that in the description box, so just watch. I can't look at that. That is one swipe. You can also use these wet as well. That's in the color Game Face. And I definitely think if you haven't tried these ColourPop shadows, they have beautiful shades for all year round, but they have some stunning fall colors. So this one is something that I really like. This is kind of a one shadow look. Honestly, you can put it on your lid and then just blend it up. When you really blend it, the sheen and shimmer kind of goes away, and it is so stunning. So that is number 2. The next one is actually, this I almost didn't mention because this doesn't scream fall eyeshadow to me, but it's one that I reach for mainly in the fall. And my purpose for this eyeshadow is to deepen up my outer V or the outer corner of my eyes, or to smudge on the lower lash line. I don't use this color generally like in the spring, summer, just because it's a really dark shade. So I don't reach for it that much, and that's why I mentioned it. It's not like a fall color, but it's the Nars Coconut Grove single eyeshadow, and it's so brown that it's almost black. You can actually use this as an eyeliner, but it is so pigmented, and that's why I mentioned it, because it's just, I wear darker shadows in the fall. I don't know why. I just wear a lot more light makeup, you know, in the spring, summer, and then you know, darker in the fall. So that's why I did want to include this one. If you're looking for one just to deepen up your outer V, you can see it is so brown that it's almost black, but it's easier to work with than a black shadow. When I use black eyeshadows, girl, I'm blending for like 10-15 minutes, and I'm not exaggerating. This one is, you just pop it on there and blend it a little bit, and it looks gorgeous. So I definitely recommend Nars Coconut Grove. And then another single eyeshadow I picked was from Makeup Geek. Now, this is like just a really gorgeous fall kind of palette. You know, Makeup Geek is single shadows, so you kind of can build your perfect palette. But the one I specifically want to mention is this one, and it is in the color Cocoa Bear. So if you've watched any Makeup Geek videos, I'm sure you have heard of Cocoa Bear. But this is another one that is perfect for putting in your crease. It's a matte shadow. It's perfect for putting in your crease. It's also pretty smudged on the lower lash line, and honestly, I have worn this on my lid and just kind of, like I said, transitioned it up into the crease. It's really just a perfect all over the eye look, you know. So that is Cocoa Bear, and it is probably one of the top sellers on Makeup Geek's website, I'm sure. So another one that I picked, and this is a Makeup Forever eyeshadow. It's one of their new artist eyeshadows. Now this whole thing, I kind of made this palette specifically for the fall, but the one I am so obsessed with is this color, and it's D826. This is perfect on your lid. I mean, you can even also use this in the crease. Now, it does have a little bit of shimmer in it, but once you blend it into the crease, it's really not that bad. You can definitely, look how close it is to that e.l.f. one. It's a lot less shimmery than the e.l.f. one, but it's perfect in the crease. It's perfect even on the lid if you want to use that. And I definitely highly recommend these Makeup Forever single shadows, the new artist ones. They are stunning. The last three are actually single MAC shadows, and I have mine, I get them in the pan form, and I put them in a MAC palette or a Z palette. The first one I'm going to talk about is right here, and it is the color Cranberry. Oh, this cranberry color is absolutely gorgeous. There's no other words. Can you see the trend? I'm like bronze or coppery and cranberry, but they're different, y'all. This one definitely has more kind of red than these other ones, but it is so perfect for this season. Definitely recommend Cranberry from MAC. And then the next two are on this bottom row, and they are Antiqued and Copper Ring. So let me swatch them together because y'all are going to be like, oh, I love this look together, these two shadows. So Antiqued is this very first one, and oh my goodness, it's so pretty. Even though it has a little bit of a satin finish, it definitely can be put in the crease, and it also is a good one to deepen up the outer V. And then the next one is Copper Ring. And of all of these shadows, I think this is probably my first or second choice would be Copper Ring for the fall. Oh, it's so gorgeous. That's another one that I have found myself putting on the lid and just blending it upwards and using that as a one color eyeshadow look. So that is Antiqued and Copper Ring right there. And I think I'm actually gonna zoom y'all in, and I'm going to show you all of the ones I just talked about. This first one is e.l.f.'s Baked Eyeshadow in Burnt Plum. Next we have the ColourPop Single Shadow in Game Face. Next is Nars Coconut Grove. The next shade is Makeup Geek's Cocoa Bear. And then on to this next side here, we have the Makeup Forever number 826. And then right here we have MAC Cranberry, MAC Antiqued, and MAC Copper Ring. So I'm going to wipe these swatches off of my hand, and then I'm going to come give you, I think I have three palettes that I highly recommend for the fall. Okay, so the first palette I'm going kind of talk about is limited edition, but I have still seen it at my local Walgreens. I've talked about this like 5 times on my channel, but I highly recommend this Wet n Wild Quint. It is in the color Smoke and Melrose. I just think if you're looking for a very good budget-friendly palette for the fall, Smoke and Melrose will absolutely do it for you. This middle shade is kind of that wine berry shade that I've been talking about. This one you could put all over the lid. It's so gorgeous. It does have a beautiful transition shade. So this Quint is just amazing. If you can still find it, I highly recommend you pick it up because they're under $5 and it is an amazing quality eyeshadow palette from the drugstore. And then the next one I actually have is from the drugstore also. Now, I used to talk about these quads from the Maybelline Eye Studio line. I used to talk about these all the time. I still love them so much. This one is in the color Copper Chic. The only thing that I've heard people complain about with these is that they generally don't have a matte shade to transition with. So if you really want that, you'll have to reach into another palette. I have, however, figured out that sometimes I can use this dark brown in the crease and it really makes for a good transition shade. So there these colors are, and I just think maybe not a transition shade, probably more like deepen up the outer corner and kind of blending it inside into your crease. But these two on the lid, this is your brow bone highlight, and this kind of in the crease is absolutely stunning. So that is the Maybelline Eye Studio in Copper Chic, and then the Wet n Wild palette in Smoke and Melrose. I definitely recommend those from the drugstore. And then this next one is an old faithful. It really is. I bust this out every time fall season comes around. When I hold up the palette, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, everybody and their mama talks about this palette. But honestly, for the fall, it is so wonderful. And it is the original Lorac Pro palette. Now, the ones I really love, the thing I love about this is you don't have to reach into another palette for a blending or transition shade because it has a few right here that you could use. I love this mauve one for transitioning whenever I'm using like some berry or wine colored shadows. This color Garnet is my favorite one in the palette. This deep purple is gorgeous on your lower lash line, and really I kind of focus on this side. This espresso is perfect. These eyeshadows and this palette is a go-to palette all year round, but specifically this side of the palette during the fall, I really find myself reaching for it a lot. So let me swatch just a few of these so you can see. I'm sure everybody's seen these, but look at the Garnet shade. I can't even with that eyeshadow. It is so stunning. So I definitely highly recommend you bust out with your original Lorac Pro palette. I don't have the Lorac Pro 2, but I definitely highly recommend this Lorac Pro, just the original girl, for the fall time. So I had so much fun with this video. So be sure and check out Leslie's channel. And also, if I didn't mention some of your favorite eyeshadows for fall, leave them in the comments below and let me know, because I love, you know, getting new products and experimenting with different looks. So I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.